No more changing vectors.
Hello, me again. Hello everybody, Flash and Ocean back, and we're going to be watching episode 4 of season 8 of MLP. And I'm not as excited about this one, no matter how happy I sound. I'm not as excited about this one for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because of the weird title here. It's called Fake It Till You Make It, or something like that. I don't know if it's till or until, whatever. Title automatically makes me think of like this old, well, sort of old country song, Crazy Town, I think it's called. Who sang that? Was it Jason Aldean? I don't know, but it's a country song about like how everybody goes to Nashville to try and make it big, but for the first few years that they're there, they're like practically homeless and they can only find work in bars and stuff like that. It's a simple song, but fun. Don't listen to it anymore though. But I don't see how that actually has anything to do with this episode, because from the one thumbnail image that I can see, we're going to be dealing with Sweet Feather's Sanctuary, which means this is a Fluttershy episode, which means I have no frickin' clue. It doesn't seem like it could be anything on my list here that I've just called up here, and I'm looking at it and no, nothing on here has anything to do with Fluttershy. Maybe if she's talking to Zecora again, we could get that Zebra Lore episode. Or maybe, Mage Meadowbrook appears. Well, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything here. It could have something to do with the school, maybe. Maybe some students are coming out to the sanctuary to help out with it or something. But on the whole, I have no idea what to expect from this episode. That's kind of unfortunate, because it means I don't get a whole lot of speculation in, but on the other hand, it's good for you guys, because it means I get right into this episode a lot faster. So, we will be starting the episode in 3, 2, 1, go. Holy crap, that's loud. Yep. Oh, hey, a deer. Apparently they're not sentient. Or sapient, I mean. Angel. Oh. Hey! That was actually pretty cute.
There's nothing so peaceful as a cuddly friend's picnic.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
Drama time!
A better question would be, what isn't the matter?
Oh, dear.
Do you want to have some talk about it?
Angel's like, no.
I just don't have time. The Canterlot Royal Fashion Show is practically upon us, and the cornerstone piece of my collection just isn't working. That sounds serious.
Uh-oh. So she's got a sewer's block?
Designed around it. Do you need help knitting? I've started making tea cozies.
No.
It's an elephant. Yes, well,
Even Sweetie Belle was better than that. Of course, that was crochet, but...
My Manhattan assistants. All 3? Does that mean you'll have to close Rarity for you?
Oh.
It's just it, darling. This is Manhattan's busiest shopping season, and I can't just close the shop. So I was hoping you might consider running it. Of course, I'm happy to help. Though I'm surprised you picked me.
Yeah.
Well, I may have asked a few others. Sorry, but we've got a Wonderbolt show coming up. Sorry, but it's pie season and the pie orders are piling up.
Hey.
Sorry, I've got a curriculum to make up. Nope.
Wow, literally everybody else.
My calendar's packed, but I hear Fluttershy's free.
Eh!
I haven't asked Boulder.
That was amazing. Great cameo from Maud, but yeah, that was great. Aw, Fluttershy looks so adorable. Huh. So, Fluttershy's going to be running Rarity for You in Manhattan. I kind of like that we're going back there because of all the ones that she opened, Rarity for You was definitely the one that had the most trouble. I wonder if we're going to be seeing her landlord again, and that other pony, his daughter. Plaid Stripes, I think was her name. But, yeah, this sounds like a very interesting idea here.
I think I forgot how big this shop was.
It's not that big.
Anything. Oh, darling, it's easy to track. The
Written by Josh Hamilton.
sections. Chic, classic, modern, sophisticated.
Fluttershy's just like, I have no idea what those words mean.
And
I wonder if this is Fluttershy's first time having a, actual job.
CP system. Then it's just a little ring and ponies up. A little fluff and fold. Voila! But of course that's the easy. Idiot.
Fluttershy doesn't have magic. You probably should have found a unicorn.
Don't focus at rarity for
I mean, she tried a lot of ponies, but I wonder if...
Care to give it a try? Okay.
This is not going to end well.
Welcome to Rarity for You. What can I help you with? I need something classic but modern. Something with drama but also understated. Aren't all those things opposites? Yes. So? But how can I...
I'm sorry. Are you asking me how to do your job?
Customer's always right. Customer's always right.
If I may, I'm thinking noir-esque minimalist, but with a twist.
Hmm.
Perhaps a tapered hem.
It's like you read my mind. Are you a fashion psychic?
Kind of. But you're kind of weird. I don't really like you. That laugh. That was annoying. And Fluttershy's just like, how do I do that?
You make it look so easy.
That part of any brand new job, basically, where you're overwhelmed for the first 3 or 4 days.
I guess
This is why I'm never gonna go into temp work, even though it sounds pretty cool. You get to do a different job every day. At the same time, it's like you never get the time to learn how to actually do the job the best you can.
intimidated. Try these. Confident warrior.
Okay. One of these is definitely gonna be the thumbnail. Or that's gonna be the thumbnail. That's gonna be the thumbnail.
We need to leave now if we're going to catch the train to Canterlot.
Oh goodness, look at the time.
Uh,
Yes, go. I'm right behind you. You're not
Wow.
gonna be here? In your workroom? Oh, darling, I simply can't. The fashion show is in Canterlot tomorrow, and I'll be up all night, even with the help of all of my assistants.
Huh. So who's running Canterlot Boutique? And Pony... Well, I suppose the Ponyville one could be shut down.
Smokey, Soft Pad, Smokey Jr.
Aww. So they stayed around.
Ever since you convinced me to let them live in the shop, these beastie sweeties have been nothing but helpful. And I'm sure they'll help me let my inner strength shine through.
Of course.
I wish I could stay and offer more help. Why not try a new outfit?
Ooh.
Think of it as a costume for your role as shop pony. You know what they say, clothes make the pony.
Eh.
Who says that? You know, them.
Yeah. I think that would be cute on Fluttershy. I mean, anything's cute on Fluttershy, pretty much.
I hope she's right.
Oh dear. This guy looks like trouble.
Here goes nothing. Welcome to Rarity for You. What can I help you with?
What's the thread count of this shirt? I can't be seen in anything less than 1,000.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty high thread count.
Count? Well, I'm not sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me for just 1 second. Oh, I'm afraid I don't know enough about fashion to satisfy customers. What am I gonna do?
And this is where the title comes in. fake it until you make it. Just pretend like you know what you're doing, and that will work out.
Worth a shot.
Maybe. No. No. No bun.
Severe, but not unapproachable. Acceptable business attire. Oh,
No.
does that sound like a shop pony to you?
No. Just no. I don't... Let the hair down a little bit, but...
So sorry for the wait. The shop has some staffing issues today.
Yes, well, I still haven't had an answer on this thread count.
Here at Rarity for You, our merchandise defies typical attempts to quantify its quality, but rest assured it will make you the envy of all who see it.
In that case, I'll take 3.
Wow, that... Yeah, that actually works.
Ta-ta!
Fluttershy, maybe look a little less disdainful. Well, that's gonna get a lot of use, I think.
I suppose clothes really do make the pony after all.
Hey, why not? How could this go wrong? Something awful is going to happen, isn't it?
I don't know about you, but I have a full day of shopping planned. And if even one shop pony isn't up to my standards, well, I shall make my displeasure quite plain. Oh,
Rarity, get to the station. You need to get to the train station or wherever.
Not about fashion show or no, I simply can't leave Fluttershy to fend for herself with these Manhattanites.
Rarity?
Oh, darling, I'm afraid I can't stop. Potential emergency at the boutique.
Oh, well, whatever it is, I'm quite certain the pony you left in charge can handle it. Oh, she's simply divine.
Well, I always knew Fluttershy had it in her. And there's still time to catch the train to Canterlot.
And I would have appreciated a shot of her just running past that those two ponies again.
We call it a Rarity Cup with a triple cross stitch hem and a guacamole chevron pattern fabric.
Say what?
Don't you mean chevron? If I had meant chevron, then that's what I would have said. Of course. It's so unique, so in vogue. It must be mine.
Fluttershy, your eyes... You just look like you hate everything.
I feel like I should push the snootiness further.
No! No pushing! Damn it. Damn it.
If you really want to help, I suppose serving tea would be nice. Oh, if you don't mind.
I mean, everybody looks disdainful, but...
Accessories bold and shiny, and I'm just not seeing anything nearly bold and shiny enough.
I'm afraid bold and shiny won't work with your whole model. Perhaps pointy.
Pointy, yes. Must have pointy.
Wow.
Pony can pull out the found object, but you nearly get there.
Wow, Fluttershy.
Like a red carpet glitz and glamour gown that's also casual.
Okay, I like her.
Still artsy and a total head turner.
Yes, casual chic pret-a-porter is very branché this season.
Like I don't understand any of that, so like I don't care about it.
I like her. She's good.
Moment, please. I think I need a new character. Okay, I've got like this high-key savage look for you. It's a totally live ensemble with the little like things that sparkle.
Oh my god. This is weird, but awesome.
That is like exactly what I need.
How often is she going to change clothes during this? And whoa, that's a design.
This store is a desperate wasteland of nothingness. Do you have anything in black?
Can you like chill for one sec? BRB. It's not like the futility of shopping can be made better with black leather and metal studs, but they help.
That jacket completes me.
Is tea's like lukewarm. It's barely drinkable.
This tea must
Barely drinkable. What the hell is that accent?
see that it doesn't happen again.
How is she?
Whoa, that color is like almost too
Oh my god.
you. The blackness of this vast
Oh, hey, that one's from Camelot.
soul. This headline is nothing short of an inspiration of crafts ponyship. Are you sure you deserve it?
Oh, Fluttershy. Speak up. Oh dear.
I don't know what's worse, that you've spilled the tea or that it's still cold. Either get it right or go back to the forest.
What the hell?
It is so hard to find good help these days.
Oh.
Okay, slow down, everyone. I'm doing my best.
I love how Spike can sort of speak animal.
So, Rarity is busy at an important fashion show, and Fluttershy is running her shop in Manhattan. But to do it, she's playing different shop pony characters that are all mean.
How in the world did you figure that out, Spike?
I'm not Dragon Charades champion for nothing.
Uh-huh.
Fluttershy would ever be mean to her animal friends. This sounds serious. Spike, tell everyone it's time to head back to Saddle Row.
Oh dear.
I wouldn't think it was possible to make something so dowdy even more matronly, but here you are. It's like a scream in the void, empty and ultimately meaningless.
Eh,
I would seriously help you right now, but like, I don't wanna, you know?
How is she doing all of this?
You weren't kidding. This is worse than we thought. She's being horrible to every pony.
Are you sure that's even Fluttershy?
Maybe it's just three really, really fast ponies that really, really look like her.
Well, let's find out. Hey, Fluttershy, are you running the shop or performing in a one-pony show?
If you don't mind, I can only improve the taste of one customer at a time. You have to wait your turn. Oh, honestly, these small-town ponies come to the big city and think they can behave any way they please.
What?
Yeah, what the hell?
Cottage isn't even in the town.
This is gonna raise a whole lot of issues and questions for people, but
Worried and we care about you.
Let's get out of this aura of positivity before it consumes us.
oh my god.
As fun as this Fluttershy switcheroo game is, Smokey Jr. and Softpat are really concerned.
Yeah, they came all the way to Ponyville to get us.
They should have, like, stayed there. This shop is like a no rodent zone now.
Oh dear.
Call them rodents!
Fluttershy,
How is she doing this? Oh my god.
gotta be about
This is very cartoonish for Fluttershy.
You're so right. Please, step this way so that we may discuss your concerns.
I knew you'd come to your senses.
Eh,
Indeed.
wrong door. Wow, just wow.
Oh, the centerpiece of my collection, and it's still not right. Oh, darling, I'm afraid we've literally run out of time. It's up to you. Go out there and sell it. Now, attitude!
Hey, I mean, it doesn't look bad, and whoa. Where'd they all come from?
I don't understand. When I left Fluttershy, she had everything well in hope.
Well, things might have seemed alright when you left, but they're definitely not alright now.
She's acting worse than the worst Manhattanite I ever saw.
I mean, I don't think that's quite possible, but
Smokey Jr. and Softpat? Rodents! Rodents? Why didn't you say that from the start? Obviously needs help. Come on!
what are you gonna do?
Your melancholy is way too shallow for a look with this much unfeeling depth.
Huh.
isn't even on the same page? Turn away? Don't even look at it, okay?
I can't even.
I still like her the best. And this guy.
I think not, dear. This is all far too fashion forward for the likes of you.
I just realized what this is. This is like a somewhat better version of Honest Apple. If this had been done with Applejack, this might have been just absolutely perfect.
Possibly imagined. Rarity. I'm so glad you're here. Finally, I
Like,
think you
what-
understand that the couture in this shop is far too brilliant to even consider selling. What? You totally get how lame customers are? Watching them leave filled me with a sweet sadness. And you'll be pleased to hear that I've taken care of your rodent situation. Mommy told her to stop saying that. Fluttershy,
You're fired!
left me no choice. You are terminated.
Oh my god, that's gonna get a lot of use. Rarity is the Terminator.
Well, thankfully I always thought she was too controlling. You are terminated too. Whatever.
You're gonna have to do this at least one more time.
All right. I mean, actually, you're totally terminated as well. Okay. Well, I'm glad that's over. I guess I owe every pony an apology.
Holy shit! What the hell happened to Fluttershy here? It's like she became Roger out of American Dad or something.
Customers. I might have taken my sales pony characters a little too far.
Yeah, think. Oh my god.
I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. You know I was only pretending, right?
No.
But Fluttershy, why did you think you needed to be some pony else to run the shop? I guess acting like the ponies of Saddle Row gave me the confidence to interact with them. Darling, I'd never trust some horrible Saddle Row pony to run my shop. That's why I wanted a friend to do it.
Huh.
Well, I definitely
I don't know what to make of this episode either. This one's weird.
have what it takes to be a shop pony. I wouldn't sell yourself short. Those sales pony characters all came from you.
Yeah, I think you totally have what it takes.
Just don't go overboard.
Too much. Indeed. You have all the inner strength you need, but I think we prefer it coming from our sweet, regular Fluttershy. And that's just given me the inspiration I'm looking for.
Are you sure you're gonna make it back in time?
Last one. There. The missing piece for my new collection. The Warrior of Inner Strength.
Whoa. Okay, that's actually pretty good. And Fluttershy's modeling again, I just realized. That's pretty good.
Oh, it's lovely, Rarity. I'm just sorry you had to leave the Canterlot Royal Fashion Show early. Oh, darling. Making the perfect dress is scant more satisfying than showing it off.
Are you sure about that?
Ooh, striking dress, Rarity. I certainly hope you aren't trying to undercut the royal fashion show by ducking out and debuting it here.
What? No, have you considered the possibility that the Royal Fashion Show is trying to undercut Rarities by continuing on in Canterlot and not moving the whole affair here? Have you?
No.
Ugh.
Just as I thought.
Fluttershy?
Inner strength.
Right. That was a weird episode. I'm just gonna call that right now. That was a weird episode. Like way worse than last week's in terms of weirdness. Like I'm seriously not sure what to make of this one. Like what was even the lesson to take out of this? What? Okay. Let's hold off for a moment here. Yeah, I have to think about this. Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a moment, and there are a couple of sticking points for this episode. The first one is that it feels very similar to a lot of past episodes, and not in a necessarily good way. It reminds me definitely a lot of Honest Apple. They had the three same archetypes: the goth, the valley girl, and the, what's it called there? Like the dandy, I guess, is what it is, or something. I don't know. But, they had those same three archetypes, and a sort of similar premise in which Fluttershy was telling them all things that they didn't necessarily want to hear, but that might have actually been kind of true. While at the same time, Fluttershy herself was just like completely faking it, and she didn't know what was going on. That's not part of that episode, but it also had a couple of points of like Party of One at the beginning where they were all making excuses, and then the nearest I can figure to a lesson is be yourself, which feels like a lesson we've had before in a lot of different ways, and it definitely reminded me of the original Saddle Row review, where like they were all saying that Rarity would have wanted them to act like themselves instead of trying to act like Rarity, which is very similar. That it sticks out for all of that, and for not really adding anything in and of itself. The more interesting thing would have been this fashion week in Canterlot and exploring Rarity having a bit of sewer's block. She's not able to figure out what it is that she needs to show, and she's looking for inspiration somewhere, and she can't find it. That, to me, would have been far more interesting. Of course, that's probably because I'm more of a creative type. But whatever. Okay, let's move on to the other sticking point that sticks out to me. Sticking out, whatever. And that is that Fluttershy is not really going to be facing any repercussions for the fact that she acted like a complete and total jerk the entire episode, pretty much. 3 different jerks, actually, now that I think about it. That was kind of ridiculous. It is kind of funny, though, that, this shop takes 3 ponies to run it, and yet Fluttershy, acting like 3 different ponies, was able to run it all by herself. I don't know, there's humor to be found in that scenario. But at the same time, the fact that Fluttershy was acting like such a jerk, and she was driving away the customers, and she was just being mean to every pony, and then at the end it's all glossed over with, oh, I was just pretending. No, she wasn't. She got sucked into her characters, yes, but all that stuff had to come from somewhere, Rarity said, which means that it was inside of her the whole time. It was her. She did that. She should at least have to apologize to all the customers. And then at the end there, she kind of did it again, getting all up in their face. I know, like, Fluttershy's more assertive and everything now, but assertiveness does not mean being a jerk to everybody like that. We went over this back in the Iron Will episode. The first one, not the second one. There. So, I don't know, this episode definitely felt like a step in the wrong direction for Fluttershy. And I'm just a little bit upset by that. Especially because with that Iron Well episode back then, I thought we had kind of done this already. Then again, I guess this also maybe harkens back to, what was it? God damn it, 14 was Fame and Misfortune, where it's like, well, learning a lesson once doesn't necessarily mean that lesson is going to stick. The problem with this episode is that there wasn't a lesson learned. It was just kind of glossed over, and Fluttershy was like, told just be yourself and everything will be okay. You don't, like, she never even apologized to the ponies. I suppose, given that Rarity called them horrible, like, I don't know, it felt very wrong. That's the only thing I can say about this episode, is that it felt wrong. Like, I don't necessarily think it was a bad episode in terms of, like, entertainment to watch. Like, Honest Apple was just painful to watch. This episode was at least somewhat entertaining to watch, but it feels wrong. I don't know how else I can put that, and I don't know what else I can compare it to. I I sit here trying to think about it and trying to talk about it, and I just feel rubbed the wrong way. About the only thing I can kind of compare it to, maybe the episode, Steven Universe, way back in, was it season 2? Must have been. The Sardonyx arc, the beginning of that one, what was it called? Was it Cry for Help? I think so. Yeah. Episode where Pearl royally screwed up, everybody was mad at her, and then for like the next week's worth of episodes, everybody was still mad at her. And like that eventually got resolved. It was a whole arc, but for that first episode, watching it, it was very entertaining. It still is, to go back and rewatch it, but I came out of it feeling just wrong, and just feeling like Pearl was just awful. She'd screwed up so much. It was bad. And that's the feeling I get from this episode, but unlike with Steven Universe, where there was a whole arc to resolve it and to bring Pearl back on top a little bit, here there's not going to be that. Here it's just a one-off episode, and it ends feeling wrong, and I don't think that's necessarily okay. I can see some people liking this episode because of the humor and because of just Fluttershy being pretty cool for like the first half, I suppose. But for me, I can't get behind the episode and like actually feel good about it. Whew. And that, in all this, I've thought of another thing here. Not necessarily a sticking point, but maybe something that's contributing to that feeling. During the episode, I talked about getting acclimated to a workplace and getting into that groove and actually learning how to do the job to the best of your ability. And recently, I went through this thing at my workplace where I basically found out that I'd been doing some stuff the wrong way, and it was actually a pretty big deal to me, and it ended up really, like, basically after I was told that, my attitude went from like, yeah, I got this towards my job, to, oh my god, I know absolutely nothing. And so for like the next week afterwards, I floundered and I had to relearn how to do my job, basically. And the end result is that right now I'm kind of doing a little bit more, actually, than I used to do. And I actually feel a lot better about my job now that I'm doing it the way that I am. But for that week afterwards, it really was like I was restarting, like I had a brand new job all over again, and I was relearning everything. And there were some mistakes made along the way, and I don't know how many times my boss had to come up to me and be like, hey, you're doing this the wrong way. And it really did. It took like a week for them to actually drill it into my head that what the right way to do it was. And maybe that's unusual, maybe it's not the way that it works out for some people, but I feel like it actually is a thing, that it takes time to get acclimated to a new job. And when you feel like you're starting a new job, it's the same thing. And here, Fluttershy was definitely being thrust into a brand new situation, which I can identify with. However, in this case, Rarity couldn't stick around to actually correct her, and so she ended up doing everything the wrong way, pretty much. And that's just rather unfortunate. I don't know, I feel like Rarity would have been better off if, rather than taking all of her assistants, she had took Fluttershy to Canterlot and left one of her assistants to run the actual shop. You know, I feel like that would have been better off. Especially because, like, when you're in a time of crisis like Rarity was, you probably would have wanted a friend near you anyways. Whatever. No, can't waste time on what ifs, but definitely this whole episode just, I don't want to say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because that's a metaphor that isn't quite right, but I don't know. It felt like there was a promise in the first half that wasn't really lived up to in the second half. I don't know. Like, everything was going fine with the one personality. Why did Fluttershy go ahead and make a second one? I suppose maybe it was because, like, the first one dialed into a certain attitude, and then she couldn't just switch that attitude? I don't know. It definitely feels weird. And my computer's acting up again. But suffice to say, looking over all of my Season 8 bingo here, this doesn't really tick off any of the... well, maybe it does. Does it? No, Coco Palmel wasn't in here. Shoot. And neither were any of the other characters listed off here. We went to Manhattan, but we didn't see Babs Seed. That would have been awesome. Nope, didn't happen. Nope, none of this. None of this happened. Come on, there are 25 things on this list, and we're already 4 episodes in, and none of it's happened. This is awful. So yeah, this week's episode, not the greatest episode ever. I don't know, I look forward to seeing what everybody else has to say about it, but I don't really look forward to the episode itself. You know, does that make any sense? I think it makes sense. Like, when I watch people's reactions, I'm going to be watching it for those reactions way more than I am for the episode. Sometimes when I go and I watch people's reactions, I'm definitely there for the episode and for the quick laughs that the people get out of it, rather than for their afterthoughts where they're talking about it. But in this case, I definitely want to hear those afterthoughts, because, like, Rarity Dash is, I mean, he's a Rarity fan, so, like, he'll be talking about her and her whole fashion thing, and that's going to be interesting. And then I've got Blank Check, and he does all the Fluttershy stuff, and so he's going to be talking about that a bunch. And then, like, Brony Burning Axe is, I don't know what he's going to talk about, but he's probably going to talk about, like, the humor aspect and why it did or didn't work. And obviously Apple Geek is just going to go into complete overdrive, overanalyzing everything like he usually does. He might beat me out on time, I don't know. He usually has more of a list of things to talk about, whereas I'm just rambling. And my sinuses are acting up again. Great. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I look forward to hearing other people's thoughts on this. I look forward to reading other people's thoughts on FiM fiction. But on the whole, this episode, it gets a pass, definitely. Like, it's a passing grade, but it's not a good episode. So, yeah. Thanks, DHX. Or whoever was behind this episode. Josh Hamilton. Thanks, Josh. This was not the most fun I've ever had watching MLP.